Caitlin Clark will miss at least 2 weeks with a left quad strain. Wednesday's game at the Mystics will be the first game she's ever missed.
Caitlin Clark is injured, and the WNBA is paying the price. The moment news broke that Clark would miss time, ticket prices tanked, fans bailed, and arenas emptied.
You can't tell me that the Caitlin Clark effect isn't real. You knew when news broke yesterday that Caitlin Clark was going to be out for a few weeks, that ticket prices were going to go down, but I never expected them to go down 71% for the rivalry game.
But here's the part no one expected. Even Angel Reese was stunned, because when the league's biggest star goes down and the entire system starts to fall apart, one brutal truth rises to the surface. Was the WNBA ever really built to last? Caitlin Clark's injury on May 25th didn't just shake Indiana Fever fans, it sent shockwaves through the entire WNBA.
Indiana Fever ticket prices to games over the next 2 weeks have dropped 42% since Caitlin Clark's injury announcement. An average ticket price of $137, all the way down to $80. People are selling their tickets, definitely can't get face value, so what do? They just continue to lower and lower and lower and lower and lower the price.
Clark strained her left quad. 2 weeks on the sideline, they said. But for the league, it felt like a shutdown. Ticket prices for upcoming Fever games plummeted by 42% overnight. That's not a typo, from $137 to $80. And this wasn't just about Indiana. The Chicago Sky had done something bold. They moved their highly anticipated June 7th matchup, Clark vs. Reese, to the 21,000-seat United Center, home of the Bulls, expecting a sellout crowd.
Game to the United Center, the home of the Chicago Bulls and the largest arena in the NBA, expecting a marquee matchup between Clark and Sky Forward Angel Reese. Now here's where it gets sweet, all right? It gets real interesting right here. However, uncertainty looms as ticket prices for the game have plummeted dramatically following Clark's injury announcement. Oh my goodness. Since it became likely she will miss the June 7th game, ticket prices have dropped a staggering 71%. Oh my goodness. Following from an entry price of $86 to just $25 according to TickPick.
Instead, fans dumped their tickets. Resale prices crashed 71%, dropping from $86 to just $25. That's the kind of nosedive you see during a scandal, not an injury. This wasn't just disappointment, it was economic collapse in real time. Proof that the league's value is tethered to one person.
I told you earlier, these WNBA franchises that moved games like the Chicago Sky to the United Arena, you're screwed. You're done. You're cooked. Nobody is going to show up to this thing. Chicago Sky can't sell out their own 9,000-something seat arena like it is. They couldn't when they were kind of decent. They're a dumpster fire now. And now that Caitlin Clark is injured, the ticket prices for the Fever and Sky game just plummeted to Hades.
As the market crumbled, so did the myth that the WNBA was growing evenly. Because the truth is, it's not. Caitlin Clark's games average 1.17 million viewers. The rest of the league, barely 394,000. That's a massive gap, one that even the league's top stars haven't been able to close. And when Clark was ruled out, that viewer base vanished with her. Now imagine being Angel Reese, the so-called rival, the face of Chicago. This was her chance to prove she could carry the league. And she failed.
WNBA will be reliant on their other stars to maintain the interest of the mainstream. With Angel Reese being the only player with mainstream name recognition, most of the pressure, it is going to be on her to perform. And we have plenty of evidence that proves Angel Reese is not qualified to carry the league.
The Chicago Sky started 0-4. Their games without Clark flatlined in interest. But worse than the stats were the signs from within.
Saying, the teams aren't really going to suffer. They already sold the tickets. No. You don't understand. If the Chicago Sky moved into the United Center, and let's say resale-wise, they sold all 19,000, well, when only 9,000 to 10,000 show up, They're losing merchandise sales. They're losing food sales. They're losing beverage sales. They're losing big. They took a big gamble to get into that arena, and they're losing big because it's not going to be full, and those people aren't going to be buying things.
In one game, Camila Cardoso, Reese's own teammate, refused to pass her the ball not once, not twice, but multiple times on national TV. She hesitated, looked off Reese, and dished it elsewhere. In basketball, that's betrayal. And it wasn't subtle. Later, Cardoso rolled her eyes mid-play, ignored Reese in a timeout huddle, and refused to engage. This wasn't competitive fire. This was a silent message. We can't win with her. While the Sky struggled, fans grew angry.
Again, Angel Reese looked horrible. Camila Cardoso looked horrible. Camila is too soft. Camila stands 6'7". Jonquel Jones stands 6'6". What is the excuse? I already told you. I told Camila. You came up under Dawn Staley. I thought you had some fight in you. You are to be an apex predator on that court because you're the tallest and the biggest. Last night's game, you went from being a great white shark to being a guppy, a clownfish. You look like Finding Nemo out there. When you're supposed to be a great white shark, you turned into a clownfish. How are you 6'7" and Sabrina Ionescu, 6 feet tall, Natasha Cloud, 5'9", are snatching rebounds out your hand? It literally doesn't make any sense to me, guys. And I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of everybody and their nonsense. That's the problem with us as the fans.
They weren't just quiet, they were vocal. Comments flooded in. I'm not paying to see Angel Reese miss layups. No Clark, no point. On social media, the same platforms that elevated Reese's brand started mocking her game.
Hello, y'all are professional basketball players. What's stopping you? What's stopping Angel Reese from being a good basketball player? And speaking of Angel Reese again, I got to bring back this point. Tyler Marsh again, Coach Marshmallow got her playing. He said that he wanted to, the vision and goal he has for her is to be more of an offensive threat. He wants her outside the paint, along the 3-point line. Again, listen, as human beings, we are highly adaptable. We are an intelligent species. We can learn things, yes? Yes, of course we can. Jonquel Jones stands at 6'6". She has no issue getting points from the 3-point line, the mid-range line, from the right side to the left side, around the rim, behind the rim, to the side, right side, left side of the rim. Why is Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, why are so many of our Chicago Sky players just one-trick ponies? All Angel Reese got is some rebounds. And again, like she said, don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me confused or misconstrued the message. Yes, rebounds do win rings, but it's like, again, we need a little bit more than that. We need scoring ability. We need offensive threats. Kennedy Carter is long gone.
Viral clips of missed shots, defensive lapses, and awkward post-game smiles replaced highlights. One comment summed it up best. Reese is more invested in Instagram captions than actual basketball. Merchandise sales plummeted, attendance dropped, and networks scrambled to make backup plans. The cold truth: the WNBA built its momentum on one rookie, and now that she's gone, even temporarily, everything is falling apart. Executives are sweating, sponsors are nervous, and Angel Reese, instead of rising to the moment, is fading. She was supposed to be the rival, the co-star, but now she's the reminder that there is no backup plan, and every game Clark misses, that truth gets louder. Caitlin Clark's injury didn't just remove the league's brightest star, it exposed a full-blown identity crisis. Angel Reese, once crowned as the perfect counterpart to Clark's rise, is now the symbol of everything going wrong. Her games are filled with awkward passes, missed layups, and disjointed offense. But it's not just her play, it's how her teammates are reacting. Camila Cardoso, the Sky's co-anchor, has made it clear she doesn't trust Reese on the court. And when a team's chemistry falls apart in front of millions, people notice. Worse yet, the fans have turned.
We got a brand new coach. We got brand new players, and we still look a fool on the court. I'm tired of waiting until, again, tomorrow is never promised. Why do we have to wait? Liberty ain't finna wait. The Fever ain't finna wait. Atlanta Dream ain't finna wait. The Washington Mystics, they ain't gonna wait. I remember last year, the LA Sparks. I was like, that's a team that, I'm not really worried about. For the most part, when we would play them last year, we would win. I think we lost to them maybe once or twice. This season, I don't see us whooping the LA Sparks not one game. Not one game. Because we literally look a mess. There's no coordination, No fitness, no athleticism, no raw power strength, no plan. What's a woman? What's a man without no plan?
What was once hype has become criticism. Clips of Reese underperforming go viral for all the wrong reasons. Even ESPN segments have started asking the uncomfortable question, is Angel Reese overrated? With Clark off the court and Reese collapsing under pressure, the WNBA is entering dangerous territory, not just in terms of competition, but survival. And that's when the real fear sets in. What if Caitlin Clark doesn't come back at all? Or even worse, what if she walks away from the WNBA altogether? She's already hinted she could go overseas. The league has battered her physically and politically. She's been targeted, fouled hard, and disrespected, all while carrying 26% of the league's economic output on her shoulders. That's not just unsustainable, it's reckless. The WNBA is teetering, built on one rookie, fueled by one storyline, and now, without that fuel, it's sputtering. The arenas are half empty, the merch isn't moving, the hype is collapsing. If this continues, it won't just be a rough patch. It'll be a collapse the league might not recover from. So we have to ask, can the WNBA survive without Caitlin Clark? Is Angel Reese ready to step up, or has the league bet on the wrong rival? Drop your thoughts below, because right now, the fans are the only thing holding this league together. And if you think this story is over, wait until you see what Caitlin Clark does next.
The Chicago Sky are absolute trash. The Chicago Sky are not very good. I'd be surprised if they win more than 15 games.
Oh. Moon River.
Angel Reese completely snapped, and it all started with a savage taunt from Kelsey Plum that sent shockwaves across the entire WNBA.
And she cooked Angel Reese's ass in hot grease. Let's go.
Pie by Stevens.
The drive by Plum. Once she gets by Reese, it's over.
Pie by Stevens.
The drive by Plum. Once she gets by Reese, it's over.
And then hits her with the too small.
In the final minutes of another blowout loss, Plum drove past Reese with ease, then turned around and hit her with the too small gesture. The crowd exploded, social media melted down, and Angel, she looked shattered.
Kelsey Plum hitting Angel Reese with her own
Pie by Stevens.
your too small celebration. Damn.
But what really happened in that moment? And why are fans saying this single play just exposed everything wrong with Reese's game? To understand the full weight of what went down, we have to break it down frame by frame.
Like, just look at this. Look at this defense right here. Look at this defense. And anyone who says Angel Reese is all defense, like I'm not joking. I mean this when I say that she is a worse defender than Caitlin Clark. Sorry, she is playing the worst defense this season than Caitlin Clark.
The Chicago Sky were already trailing. The energy was low. The body language was tense. Angel Reese, once hailed as the future of the franchise, was matched up against Kelsey Plum, a veteran with something to prove. Then it happened. Plum took the inbound at the top of the key. With a bounce in her step and eyes locked in, she made her move.
Target locked.
One quick jab, a crossover, and Reese was instantly off balance. The next second, Plum blew past her like she wasn't even there. Easy left-hand layup. But it wasn't just the bucket that stunned the crowd. As she turned around, Plum leaned forward, looked straight at Reese, and hit her with that now iconic too small gesture, her hand motioning toward the floor, eyebrows raised like she was asking, "Is that really all you've got?"
Kelsey Plum keeping Angel Reese on her back hip, creating enough separation, going up for a layup. Yeah, Angel Reese, you're too small. My name's Kelsey Mitchell. I'm 5'8", but you are too small. Nasty, nasty work from Kelsey Plum. And I need to be honest here. Angel Reese, did you take any offense to this? Did you take this personally? Do we need to open up an investigation into taunting on the court for your sensitive ass?
The arena erupted. Fans gasped, some laughed, others whipped out their phones. It was the kind of moment that doesn't just make highlight reels, it becomes history. And just like that, Angel Reese wasn't the face of the game anymore. She was the punchline. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, multiple angles, slow-mo edits, commentary calling it everything from savage to cold-blooded.
Feet. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow-by in the left hand. Feet. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow-by in the left hand.
Too small. Yikes.
One post even went viral with the caption, "Kelsey Plum just cooked Angel Reese in hot grease." Another said, "This wasn't a layup. This was a statement."
Yeah, she cooked her like that popcorn. Hey, Plum Dog, how many wins does the Sky got? Down here. Oh, God. Kelsey Plum saying too small to Angel Reese. I love that fire. It's me bound time. Oh, God. How about this one? Kelsey Plum confirmed racist.
And that's exactly what it felt like. This wasn't a fluke. This was personal. Plum didn't just blow past Reese. She dismantled her, not with trash talk, but with basketball, pure skill, precision, confidence, and just enough pettiness to send a message to the league. And the worst part? It worked. You could see it in Reese's reaction. Her shoulders stiffened. Her eyes didn't focus the same. For the next few possessions, her timing was off. Her footwork sluggish. It was like her mind had left the court. That single gesture didn't just break her momentum, it cracked something deeper. This was supposed to be Reese's moment to bounce back. Instead, it became a symbol of how far she still has to go. The irony.
If they're in zone, they're in man. Watch Angel Reese where she's standing. Watch her on display. So you know, like, what the hell is that? Like, that is a play that if Caitlin Clark did that play, you'd be saying she's the worst defender in the world. Watch Angel Reese on this play right here. Does she pick up the ball? Does she pick up the ball? Nah, she's just gonna run to nowhere, give up a basket. Or does she do anything? She's jogging back on defense. And like, if you ever watch the Chicago Sky getting cooked, like, you can see her consistently play bad defense.
Reese has done that exact gesture to others in the past. She's built a brand on fire, flair, and fearlessness. But in this moment, when the spotlight flipped, she didn't answer back. She folded. And that's why this one play has become the center of the conversation. Not just about Reese, but about the Chicago Sky, the weight of expectations, and what happens when confidence gets tested in real time. On paper, Angel Reese didn't have a terrible stat line. 13 points, 12 rebounds, 6 offensive boards. That's a double-double.
Out of Angel, like, she had 13 and 12. She had 13 and 12, and it was, like, again, what's she probably averaging, like 9 and 13 boards? I assume she's going to lead the WNBA in rebounds again. Like, she got, I'm not going to lie, she was actually quite efficient if you judge by points per shot possession, because 3 times in the game she missed, caught her own rebound, scored. And I don't mind it. Like, if she misses, catches her own rebound, scores, I don't mind it. She actually kicked out once. I looked at the box score, and look, the box score didn't matter. The scary part is, like, I don't know when it comes to the Sky if they're better without Angel Reese or they're just better with Elizabeth Williams on the floor.
And for most rookies, that would be impressive. But basketball isn't just numbers. It's impact. And when you watch the game, you realize something. Reese's double-doubles aren't changing anything. In fact, many would argue they're empty. Take her shooting that night. 5 of 11. That's 45%. Not bad, until you remember she's a 6'4" power forward playing near the basket.
But from the Chicago Sky, they are a joke. They're a joke of a basketball team. You have got, your player just got too small. They don't play defense. There's no effort. There is absolutely no effort. Like, I watched, and by the way, I don't think it's a bad game from Angel Reese. And it is a nitpicking thing because, like, it is what it is. And she made a few really nice plays. Like, even down the stretch, she got a really nice and a really kind of tough and one, but again, it's off a miss, catch her own rebound and one. I think 3 of her buckets came from that, and it's like, still can't score layups.
Those are supposed to be high percentage looks. When your team is desperate for efficient scoring, 45% isn't cutting it, especially when you're getting outplayed by your own teammates.
Folks, you're never going to win a game with this. I mean, just look at this. Angel Reese, 13 and 12, still can't shoot over 50%. A measly few feet away from the basket, but I guess 48% is better than 32%. So we'll take what we can. Point forward, Angel Reese, by the way, 4 turnovers, 4 assists. Not very point forward like. 4 turnovers, 4 assists. Not very point forward like at all.
Camila Cardoso played fewer minutes in that same game, but went 6 for 9 from the field. That's 66%. She didn't have flashy stats, but she got the ball, made it count, and gave the Sky exactly what they needed.
Camila Cardoso, 6 for 9, 6 rebounds, 12 points. Courtney Vandersloot, 11 points. Kia Nurse, 9 points. Ariel Atkins, 9 points. Nobody on this damn team can actually create a shot for themselves and score. Let's be honest. Nobody on this damn team can actually create a shot for themselves and score. That player is signing checks, cashing checks over there in Mexico. She's long gone. This current team, this current team is an absolute embarrassment.
Reese, meanwhile, struggled to convert on opportunities that should have been routine. And this isn't new. In the previous game, she went 0 for 8. The game before that, 2 for 8. It's a pattern, and it's raising serious questions about whether Angel Reese is built for this level.
After not this game, but the last one where it was what, 0 of 8, that are like, it's bad. It's really bad. I mean, this was 5 of 11, but the problem is when you're a 6'4" power forward, nah, bro, you can't shoot 5 of 11. You can't shoot 2 of 8. You can't go 0 of 8. You can't, no. Cardoso, my point right in front of you, she's a big. She shot 66%. And one could argue she's not showing out either. But you get my point.
Or if the hype has simply outpaced the reality. Because when you look at the team around her, it's clear the Chicago Sky are crumbling.
I want the Chicago Sky fans to understand, the Chicago Sky coach to understand, is that you're not going to win a game at all if you are relying on these two to get you through. All right? These two are not going to get you over the hump or honestly carry. Like, they can get you over the hump, but these two aren't going to carry a team, okay? At least not right now. They're not going to carry a team.
They're 0 to 3. Their offense is one of the least efficient in the league. Their transition game is broken. Their half-court sets are sluggish. And their defense, practically non-existent.
Like, and that's the thing. We saw it in Unrivaled. She was a good defender in Unrivaled. It is a choice with Angel Reese to play good and bad defense. I'm going to be honest. Like, look, you can criticize players, and that seems to be one things that's been really annoying me when it comes to Angel Reese, is that when she focuses more on getting off on the more offensive rebounds she gets, the less defense she plays. The more points she scores, the less defense she plays. The less defense it plays, the more shots she takes, the less defense she plays. And it is what it is.
But here's the kicker. When the offense runs through Reese, it looks even worse. The problem isn't just that she's inefficient, it's that she's predictable. Opposing teams have figured it out. Get physical early, talk some trash, and she'll start spiraling. That too small gesture from Kelsey Plum. It wasn't random, it was a tactic, a strategic move to break her mentally. And it worked. Analysts have started turning. One even said, I can't defend Angel Reese any longer.
I will no longer make excuses, okay, and defend Angel Reese and the clownery of the Chicago Sky. There is no excuse for this nonsense. Again, they need to become militant, become disciplined at becoming a champion. Like, what is the problem with that? Chicago Sky has been the laughingstock and has become the laughingstock of the WNBA. At this point, we are the number one. We are the worst team of the WNBA. I can't wait to see if we could bring something to Dallas Wings, okay? I believe we play them sometime next week. Is it next Thursday? Paige Beckers, she got something to prove. Dejanay Carrington, all of them got something to prove. Arike Ngumbawale. Isaiah James, they got something to prove. Chicago's got to look like they're okay being a loser.
Others are questioning if she's even a starter-level player on a competitive team. And it's not just sports media. Social media is flooded with clips dissecting her every move, her defensive rotations, her missed layups, even her body language. And that's where things get ugly.
Like, just look at this. Look at his defense right here. Look at his defense. And anyone who says Angel Reese is all defense, like I'm not joking. I mean this when I say this. She is a worse defender than Caitlin Clark. Sorry, she is playing worse defense this season than Caitlin Clark. Watch Angel Reese right here. If they're in zone, they're in man. Watch Angel Reese where she's standing. Watch her on this play. So you know, what the hell is that? Like, that is a play that if Caitlin Clark did that play, you'd be saying he's the worst defender in the world.
Because Reese didn't just come into the league as a rookie. She came in as a brand, a social media icon, the Bayou Barbie. Expectations weren't just high, they were sky high. And now, every mistake is amplified. Every flaw is broadcast in 1080p. Every missed shot is a trending topic. That pressure, it's eating away at her game. The moment she's off, the whole team feels it.
There is no excuse. It's unacceptable for both Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso to leave a game without at least 10 points. That is the bare minimum. I don't want to hear none of this, that, and the third. Like, no. Somebody had the nerves in my comments, okay, in my previous video from last night's game, to say, well, give them until game 10. Are you out your mind? You think I'm about to sit here and watch this embarrassing monstrosity and wait until game 10 for us to finally improve? You know what? No, absolutely not.
The chemistry falls apart, the scoring dries up, and what was once framed as her leadership is now being called a liability. She's not elevating the Sky, she's anchoring them. This wasn't how her rookie season was supposed to go. But with each loss, the whispers are getting louder. Is Angel Reese overhyped? Or is she just crumbling under the weight of her own reputation? While Angel Reese was spiraling, Kelsey Plum was soaring. It's not just that she had a great game, it's how she played. Confident, aggressive, unapologetic. From the moment she stepped on the floor, Plum looked like a woman on a mission. And by the time the buzzer sounded, she had dropped 28 points, including 6 3-pointers, 8 assists, and a viral highlight that turned the WNBA world upside down. But this isn't just about one performance, it's about Kelsey Plum's resurgence and what it represents. Because let's not forget, Kelsey used to be that player, the record setter, the NCAA legend.
Kelsey Plum on a nationwide countdown as she chases the D1 record for career points. Plum tees up the 3. Oh, that sweet stroke of Kelsey Plum. It's Plum, triple, you betcha. 7:15 left to go. Plum pulls up. Oh, baby! Was so loud after the Kelsey 3. Not another one. What we are witnessing right now is just, it's so hard to describe what she is doing. Are you kidding me, Kelsey Plum?
Her scoring record stood for years until Caitlin Clark shattered it. And while the media spotlight shifted to newer, flashier names like Angel Reese, Plum's game seemed to dim behind the noise. Now, she's playing with a fire that feels personal. It's as if all the years of being overlooked, all the questions about her ceiling, all the comparisons, they've fueled a version of Plum we haven't seen in a long time. And it's terrifying for opponents. Analysts have called her unshackled, liberated, even reborn. She's no longer sharing the spotlight with egos or dealing with locker room tension. She's leading, she's smiling, and most importantly, she's winning. That too small taunt, it wasn't just petty, it was symbolic. Plum didn't do it out of nowhere. She hit Reese with her own move, a celebration Angel has used many times in college. It was a moment of role reversal.
Kayla Williams dumps it down, Reese good position, and the flip.
The gritty vet humbling the overhyped rookie. And it didn't go unnoticed. Fans called it poetic justice. And you know what made it sting even more? Plum didn't follow it up with trash talk or drama. She let her game speak. Shot after shot. Dagger after dagger. She kept pouring it on while Reese struggled to keep up. Every time the Sky tried to make a run, there was Plum, stopping it dead in its tracks with a step-back 3 or a no-look pass. And while Reese was visibly rattled, Plum stayed cool, poised, focused. It's that contrast that's captured fans' attention. Reese came into the league with buzz. Plum came in with battle scars. Reese has the followers. Plum has the footwork, the finishing, and the mental toughness to go with it. And now, in the middle of a WNBA season full of shifting narratives, Kelsey Plum is rewriting hers, not with a press release, but with every possession. She's showing younger players what it looks like to evolve, to come back stronger, to let go of the noise and lean into the work. And in doing so, she's become the very thing Reese was expected to be, a force of nature, a tone setter, a star. The spotlight has shifted, and for now, it's shining squarely on Plum. Not because she asked for it, but because she earned it. By the final buzzer, the Chicago sky had been blown out again, but the scoreboard wasn't what fans remembered. It was that moment. Angel Reese left behind, Kelsey Plum hitting a cold-blooded layup, and then, too small. In that instant, the power dynamic shifted. Reese didn't just lose the play, she lost control of the conversation. And for a player who built her brand on confidence, that's a dangerous place to be. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum didn't say a word. She didn't need to. Her performance, 28 points, 6 threes, 8 assists, did all the talking. And when the game needed a closer, she stepped in. Reese didn't. That's what's most telling. The WNBA isn't about hype anymore, it's about who shows up. And speaking of showing up, Caitlin Clark just did the unthinkable. 2 days after getting bullied in the paint by Brittany Griner, Clark came back with a vengeance. And what happened in that rematch was pure humiliation. If you thought this Plum Reese moment was brutal, wait until you see what Caitlin Clark did to Brittany Griner in their revenge game. Click here to watch it now. It's even more savage.